Okay, if you'd watched my spoiler video or any of them around YouTube for that matter, you were aware of the big reveal that was coming in this chapter, and it's true. We finally have 100% confirmation that Dabi is indeed Toya Todoroki, the eldest son of Endeavor. And boy, is there some stuff to unpack in this chapter. So first, it's about the nurses and them getting down to his Ray's room, his mother trying to keep her from watching the TV, where it's shifted to a feed of this pre-recorded video made by Dabi, in which he is basically admitting everything that he's done and why. He basically says that he's killed over 30 people in cold blood, and that it's all because of the way his father raised him and his home life and everything. So yeah, man, R.I.P. to Endeavor's career. Just because I'm on the good stuff, I'll breeze through the rest of the chapter right quick. It's just basically Ida shows up, tries to rescue Bakugo. Shoto wants to fight Shigaraki. Nejire comes in to help him. They blast Shigaraki. Then Gigantomachia comes in, rescues him, throws the bitches around a little bit. And then we have Dabi giving his reveal to Endeavor while this is playing live on television. The pre-recorded video that he had. He is explaining to Endeavor and them that, hey, you know what? I'm not dead. I've been alive the whole time, bitch. And now I'm here to ruin you. Basically, he's the whole time he's all like saying how he wanted to try and figure out a way to ruin his father. And when he found out he was going to be the number one hero, he started hoping that he would succeed because he wanted him to reach that pinnacle, so it'd be all the sweeter for him to stomp on him and to crush his dreams and his pride at the highest possible peak. And Dabi's pretty pissed off, to say the least. And can you blame the guy? I mean, for my opinion, in a certain perspective, Endeavor deserves what he's getting, and good for Dabi for doing it to him. But from the other side of the coin, we've seen how Endeavor has tried to change, and the efforts he's done to be there for his family and to become the man that he should have been all along. So in that regard, you feel kind of sympathetic for Endeavor, because it's like, damn, the guy realized that he fucked up and he's trying to fix himself. And now his whole career is about to be ruined, and potentially even, his entire family's life. When it's going to be one of those situations where it's like the best thing you could have done was just stay away from your family forever. And, you go back to that scene with like that foreshadowing where it showed the Todorokis all eating dinner alone and their father's chairs empty and everything. And some people are like, oh, does that mean that that's going to be Endeavor when he dies and the family's going to, kind of just be there without him? And that's certainly still true, because I still think there's major death flags here for Endeavor. I mentioned that in the spoilers, and I still think that is a high possibility here, because, we just had the whole him reaching his goal of being number one. Then we had that whole redemption arc of him trying to bond with his family and bend the pieces together. And then he's here on this super huge mission that led to this big war that he was doing, working covertly with Hawks. And then he gets his time to shine fighting a overpowered Shigaraki / All For One in the defense of the country. It pretty much wraps up his arc. Really, the only thing to do here is to kill him off. I mean, yeah, you have the problem of, well, who in the hell is going to take the number one spot? But I just don't know what else to do with Endeavor. I mean, either you're going to kill him off, which I do think is going to happen. I do believe he will die in this arc, and I think he will die saving Shoto. But another thing is that some people have mentioned is that maybe he doesn't die, but his reputation is going to be so shot and so ruined now thanks to Dabi that he has no choice but to step down as a professional hero, and that the foreshadowing we saw with the family eating alone is him not being there because he brings too much shame to the family, and he has to just kind of like live in exile, if you will, kind of like a Napoleon Bonaparte, instead out of consideration for his family. It could go either way, and they would both be tragic, but I personally think that he's going to die saving Shoto, and that's either going to strike a chord with Dabi and say, damn, so you finally grew enough as a man to save your own son from death. Or, and what's more likely, he's going to do it, and then Dabi's going to be like, so, you care enough about your perfect little Shoto that you would jump in front of a deadly blast and save him, but you didn't give a fuck about the rest of us. And that's just going to make him hate Shoto anymore. Either way, this is going to end up like Blackbeard versus Luffy in One Piece, where I think Blackbeard will end up killing Shanks before he has his final showdown with Luffy. I think this is going to end up with Dabi killing Endeavor and setting up for the final battle of the end of the series, where Dabi will show to throw down with Shoto and the big climax of everything. But what's interesting is if Endeavor is forced to retire or dies and someone has a replacement as number one hero. Well, now that this has gotten out about what he's done to his family, and when it gets out, and because you can bet your bottom dollar it's going to, what Hawks did to Twice, people are really going to start turning on the heroes. This could be going in a direction probably none of us really thought about, which is where the society itself is beginning to turn on the heroes. That could see a rise in vigilante-style heroes, more Batman-style. Or it could just where people start to reject the heroes in general, It could certainly, I think it's going to cause some kind of shift within the younger generations where maybe not everybody wants to be a hero now because they're, to some extent, kind of douchebags. Because, it's also going to show people just how much they really miss All Might and how special he really was, because he was not just the strongest, but he was a symbol of what it meant to be a true hero. And that's going to be something that Deku is going to and them are going to have to really work on bringing back to the forefront. And I think that's something they will do towards the end of the series. But for now, yeah, the heroes themselves could be ostracized by society. This could be going in a very dark place. Either way, there's going to be some major backlash, not just for Endeavor and Hawks, but for the Legion of Heroes in its entirety. And some people are going to be looking at it, and it's going to be like Stain all over again, I think, where they're going to be like, I know these guys are fucked up, but I kind of feel for them, and I'm kind of vibing with some of what they're saying. And, that could be more vigilante heroes. It could get more Stain situations. We can have cult followings all over the place, more leagues. I think this is going to do nothing but hurt the Heroes Association and help build Shigaragi's army. And I think that this is definitely going to... At this point, I think you almost have to go into a time skip / sequel kind of series, like a Shippuden style anime / manga. I think that's where we're headed. And I think it's going to be a lot more dark and mature. But yeah, it's insane, because at this point that would leave Best Jeanist to take number one spot. And Jeanist is cool and all, but I'm not so sure he's on that level. Well, we'll see. What do you guys think? Everybody at this point is pretty much expecting the reveal. It was just a matter of when, not if. But how did you think about how it was executed? Do you think it was brutal, dark, fucked up? Do you vibe with Dabi to a degree? Do you think, hey, Endeavor had it coming, or do you think, hey, no, he's done what he needed to do to fix himself and be a better man, and he should get a pass? Or is there some kind of middle ground? What do you think about the destruction of Giganto Magia? He's at this point just busts in, saves Shigaraki. Do you think they're going to get away? How do you think people are going to react to this news when they find out what Endeavor has done? And what do you think they're going to do when they find out that Hawks is done right on top of that? Because it's about to be a bad time for the heroes for sure. You're going to look at this and say, well, Shigaraki got defeated, but it's like, nah, in the end, the League of Villains did win this war, if you will. Because, you can say, hey, they lost the battle, but they're winning the war, and that is certainly the case. It's just like real life, If the media says something and enough people buy into it, it somehow becomes reality. And this is them turning the people against the heroes through what they themselves have done and try to keep secret. So, like the video, drop a comment on what you think, hit subscribe, and we will see you next time.